Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the Thai Expat Daily Show. I'm your host, Kieran Mack, as always, and delighted you've been able to tune in yet again for another show. Now, before we do get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when the next news story is available on the platform. And finally, if you want to support the show, the easiest and the best way to do it is just to become a channel member, and you can do that by hitting the join button down below in the description. So now that's all done and dusted, let's jump into those top stories trending here in Thailand. Thailand is lifting the alcohol sales ban on Buddhist holidays, but only at major airports. Thailand's National Alcoholic Beverage Policy Committee has decided to lift the ban on alcohol sales during 5 Buddhist holidays at Bangkok, Suvarnabhumi and Don Mueang airports, as well as at airports in Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, Phuket and Hat Yai. The Transport Minister, who chaired the committee's meetings, stated that lifting the ban aims to boost the tourism economy. However, he did not specify when the ban would be lifted. Regarding the potential of lifting the ban on alcohol on trains and at railway stations, the committee will consult with the State Railway of Thailand, considering both health and tourism factors to strike a balance between economic benefit and health impacts. Additionally, the government is reviewing the 52-year-old nationwide ban on alcohol sales between 2 and 5 p.m. A man who spray-painted an anarchist symbol and the number 112 on the wall of the Temple of the Emerald Buddha last year has been sentenced to 8 months in jail. Sutui Bang Ern Soikam, 26 years of age, is appealing the criminal court ruling and has posted bail. The native of Khon Kaen was seen by 2 police officers on March 28 last year, spray painting an anarchist symbol and the number 112 on the exterior of the temple, which is part of the Grand Palace compound. The number 112 represents Section 112 of the Criminal Code, the lèse majesté law. He was immediately arrested. On Thursday morning, Sutui was found guilty of vandalism and sentenced to 8 months in jail. Now, cases are still pending against 2 journalists who were at the scene when the act of vandalism took place. Police did not charge them until February 13th of this year. Freelance news photographer Natapan said after his arrest that he and Nuttapal, a reporter for the online news outlet Prachatai, were just doing their jobs and had no other involvement. The police said that they had CCTV footage of the 2 journalists and the artist planning the spray painting. However, there is no audio, and it is not clear what the people in the video might have been discussing. So in some very late breaking news, and literally as I was about to wrap up this show, there has been some, very, very significant news. So in a significant decision, the Drugs Board announced on Friday afternoon its resolution to reclassify marijuana as a criminal substance. This pivotal move marks a definitive shift in policy, with the board set to forward its recommendation to the Office of the Narcotics Control Board for the formulation of new regulatory frameworks. These anticipated regulations are slated to come into force on January 1st of next year, signaling a proactive step towards reshaping drug enforcement policies in the country. So that just came from the government today. It's pretty much the stamp on the recriminalization of weed here in the country. It'll only be available for medicinal use and some other uses, but certainly not recreational anymore. So it looks like we're going to see an end to all these marijuana shops that we see splattered throughout Thailand, and probably a loss of money to a lot of people. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think people have known for quite a while that this was probably going to come to an end at some point. It was brought in with no regulation. And when that happens and things get messy, eventually a new party come to power and they decide, well, we're going to clean this up. And that's exactly what's happened. The Pheu Thai party in their manifesto had said they would recriminalize it. The Move Forward party in their manifesto said the very same thing. With both those parties gaining the most votes here in the country, it would be pretty much easy to guess that they do have a mandate to do it. There was a recent survey of a couple of 100,000 people where 80% said they wanted it recriminalized. And that has basically led to what has happened today. I don't know what your opinion is on this, but I'd love to get your opinion down below in the comment section. Do you agree with the recriminalization of cannabis here in the country? Or do you disagree? And if you disagree, why? I'd love to know, as always, down below in the comment section. Did you know e-cigarettes are now being disguised as smartwatches? Well, I didn't. So earlier today, Dr. Tanakrit, the Assistant Minister of Public Health, led the first meeting of the task force dedicated to cracking down on e-cigarettes. He highlighted that e-cigarettes have become increasingly disguised as everyday items like smartwatches, making them hard to detect. This poses a significant risk to children and teenagers, potentially leading them to drug use. The task force aims to enforce laws strictly, especially concerning the sale of e-cigarettes to minors. Now, Major General Witia emphasized that Thailand has strict laws against e-cigarettes, which are banned from import, export, and possession. Violators face severe penalties, including up to 5 years in prison and hefty fines. Public smoking of e-cigarettes is also punishable by fines. Authorities are particularly worried about e-cigarettes being used to hide drugs like ketamine. The police are urged to conduct thorough inspections, including urine tests and chemical analysis, to uncover hidden drugs and ensure strict enforcement of narcotic laws. So this is another thing that's come up quite a bit in the last while. Now, normally when you see these articles and the government they talk about as if e-cigarettes aren't actually legal. They're illegal here in the country. I mean, many times you think they do know that these e-cigarettes are illegal because they act sometimes like they're not. Thailand has a huge amount of e-cigarettes available on the high streets when you walk around. You'll see them in shops, and they are all completely illegal. And tourists coming into the country, bringing their e-cigarettes with them, just to let you know, that's completely illegal. And you are putting yourself in danger of having them confiscated and being fined. Literally, that's how it works. So at the moment, there seems to be a bit of a switch to fighting this and to try bring an end to it, at least get it under control. And I'd love to know what you do think about it. I've asked this question before, but I'll ask again. Do you think the government should legalize e-cigarettes here in the country? Or do you think they should continue to ban them? I'd love to know your comments as always down below in the comments section. And finally, Thailand's expanding electric vehicle market faces challenges as insurers reconsider coverage, warned the Thai Automotive Industry Association. Tokyo Marine Safety Insurance recently adjusted its EV insurance, citing high claim values and fluctuating EV prices. They clarified that while coverage continues, terms are under review for new customers and policy transfers. And what they mean by that is being done on a case-by-case basis. The Thai General Insurance Association highlighted costly EV spare parts and high claim values, urging insurers to reassess their approaches. Two insurers reportedly stopped offering EV policies, prompting the TIAI to investigate further. They plan to meet with global EV makers and TGIA to address concerns. While most EVs are imported from China, Thailand aims to become Southeast Asia's EV hub with significant Chinese investment. Insurers, including Bangkok Insurance Company, are carefully assessing EV applications amidst competitive pricing and rapid depreciation concerns. So I was doing a quick bit of research on this. So here in Thailand, EV car insurance is about 30 to 40% higher than a combustion car engine, so your petrol and your diesel. In Singapore, it's 50%. And I was looking at my own home country and the UK, and it seems to be actually significantly higher as well, about 30 to 40% in Ireland and nearly 50%, I think, in the UK. Significantly higher prices. And this comes about basically because the car parts are a lot more expensive to replace. And it seems that fixing EV cars are quite expensive and difficult as well. So this seems to be another added disadvantage to having an EV car. You may be saving maybe on gasoline or diesel, but you're paying higher premiums for your insurance as well. And I'm not quite sure what's going to go on about that. One of the things they did discuss in this article, which has kind of been, I've condensed a little bit, was these huge discounts that EV companies are giving here in Thailand, and the price of cars are significantly different from one buyer buying one EV of a brand and then and the second guy buying the same car, but maybe 300,000 cheaper for the brand new car. So there is issues here in Thailand with that, and hopefully they do get them resolved. I do think there is a space for EV cars, but I don't actually believe they're the solution to everything either. But I'd love to know your opinion down below in the comments section. So as we conclude today's episode, I want to invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. This show isn't just about delivering news, it's about fostering a conversation. Your insights and perspective matter to me. So keep the dialogue alive, like this video, subscribe to our channel and share it with others. Your support means the world to us. I'm Kieran Mack. You've been tuning into the Thai Expat Daily Show. Until next time, take care and stay engaged.